Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody out there in Valhalla. It's the me, Stone Loki, and we're here to talk about the craziness behind the Nintendo Switch 2 and all the chaos that's going on. You got Joe Vargas over there calling for a boycott for Nintendo. You've got Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers over there saying, dude, games have always been expensive. Honestly, Valhalla, feel however you want to. If you support this, that's great. If you don't, well, I understand, things are expensive. $449.99 for the base console. You still have to pay for charge cables. You still have to pay for the hookups. You still have to pay for the video camera. You still have to pay for the extra controller. Someone said it comes out to around $1,000 if you want to get everything for the console, the hookup for your TV, everything that's going to go with it, a game, which is the Mario Kart. But you're getting Mario Kart for $50 instead of $80, I guess, if you get it with the system. So there's a little bit of a discount, but people are losing their minds over the price of the games. And that is the problem, isn't it? Is people are saying, oh my God, it's $80 for a game, $70 for a game. Ladies and gentlemen, games have been going for over $100. People spend hundreds of dollars in microtransactions so that they can get the coolest armor in whatever MMO looter shooter dumpy that's come out lately. This isn't anything new, in my opinion. It's not anything new. Now, my issue with this is there's not enough out there to warrant me going, man, I really need to get this. I need to go out right now. I need to pre-order. I need to get my hands on it. I need to buy it. I must have it. There's nothing there yet that's screaming at me, Loki, you need to go buy it. You need to get it. One of the cool things I saw with Nintendo, the Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2 was the fact that we're going to get some GameCube titles with the membership, with the yearly membership. That is going to be hit or miss because we're only going to get a couple of titles. Go and look at what's available for Super Nintendo. Go look what's available for Nintendo. Go and look at what's available for N64, for Genesis. Yes, you can play Genesis games on the original Nintendo Switch. You'll be able to play Genesis games on the Switch too, but they're going to give you a handful of titles for GameCube that you can only play on the Switch 2. It will only be available on the Switch 2. You won't get these on the original Switch. So what? There are a handful of titles. We're not getting an entire library. You're not going to get an entire game library, which Nintendo needs to buckle down and figure out how to do. They need to give you a decent library of older titles to entice you to go, man, I really need this because I want to play these old games. Why is that important? Because GameCube titles are getting more and more expensive. They're getting harder and harder to find. And honestly, I said this when we were on That Game Place yesterday. Who's going to pay $250 for Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes? Who's going to pay $300 for Breath of the Wild? Who's going to pay these prices and then use that disc in their system and have it possibly get messed up, have it get broken, have something happen to it? Nobody does that these days. There is a way to play all these games, and they're, arg, there's a way, me pirates, to sail the high seas and play the games. But that's it. That's all you've got. Why? Because Nintendo is so up its own ass about their own products that they're like, can't do that. We're not going to let you do that. We're not going to release that. I mean, they could have put 100 games on the mini. Does anybody remember the mini NESs and the mini SNESs? They could have put over 100 games on there. There was plenty of space on it. As modders figured out, there was plenty of space to put it on there. I own a NES Mini and an SNES Mini. Both of them have hundreds of games on it, almost the entire libraries for each system. Why? Because that's what it should have come with in the first place. Nintendo doesn't want to deal with the licensing. Nintendo doesn't want to pay anybody. Nintendo is interested in making a profit. That is what companies do. This is no different than Sony coming out with the next gen PS5 Pro that costs you $200 more, that only gives you a little bit better graphics. A lot of people are going to talk about, oh, well, it's in 4K now, Loki. You can do the Switch too in 4K. It will output in 4K. They're not going to give you the games in 4K. This is just like PS5 putting 8K, 120 frames per second on the box. Guess what? No, you're not getting 8K. You're not getting 120 frames per second. You're lucky if you get 60. Plain, simple, you are lucky. Now, what about upgrades? Sony will give you upgrades, but they also charge you upgrades. So there are times when it's like, oh, pay $10 and we'll give you an upgraded version of this. Oftentimes, though, when you buy one of these games from PlayStation, you get your bonus, oh, we'll upgrade to PS5 for free. Okay, why not? If I'm going to buy a game and I get it and it's like, oh, well, here, take the upgrade, get the upgrade for free. Of course, I'm going to take it. Nintendo ends up doing that, which I highly doubt they will. Great, that's great. If they don't, you've got to deal with their, oh, well, we want $20. We want $20 so you can play the game in a higher resolution or have these extra added options or whatever it is that they're going to give you to entice you to do this. And that's what it is. It's enticing. Okay, now there's been a lot of arguments about the price tag on all of this. $80 games, Loki. $80 games, like I said before. Nintendo used to charge all kinds of stuff. And remember the People versus Mario. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a lawsuit. Why? Because Nintendo was price fixing.
Well, Loki, what does that mean? What do you mean they were price fixing?
That means that Nintendo said to all the retailers, you will sell it for this and we will track you. And if you don't sell it for this, we're not going to give you our products anymore. That kind of was some shady shit and was dealing with a little bit of Nintendo wanting to create a monopoly, and they shut that shit down. Honestly, Nintendo can say we want this much for whatever it is. We want $80. We're going to sell it to these people for this amount. They're going to make this amount of money off of it through retailers. But ultimately, it is up to them whether they follow suit or not. Okay? So before you go all crazy, before you start calling boycotts like Joe Bargain's over there, just realize that this is a business. They want your money. And they have something special. Why? Because they're not dumping their games on PC. They're not making them more widely available on other consoles. These are Nintendo. This is Nintendo. This is Nintendo being Nintendo. Nintendo's always going to be Nintendo. You're not going to see Mario over on Xbox. You're not going to see Luigi Mansion over on PlayStation. There is one place you can get these games, and that's here at Nintendo. Microsoft, they're showing their games wherever they can sell them. PlayStation, they're all over Steam. They're all over Epic. They're going to be porting their crap over to Xbox. Why? Because that's the only way they're able to survive right now. That's it. These companies are getting us shellacking. And why is that? Because they have mistreated you. Remember that. Maybe Nintendo needs to remember that. Maybe Nintendo needs to think about that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Honestly, what it comes down to is this. Are you willing to pay? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about all of this. Let me know whether you're in or you're out. Loki's going to wait. Loki's got no reason to buy this. Loki's got no reason to rush out and get the brand new Switch 2. I'm going to wait. I want to see what their library is like. That is what is most important to me. What is their library going to be like? What is their library going to look like in the future? If you like these videos, please like, share, subscribe, ring that bell, and we'll see you on the next one, Valhalla. Oh, and give you a skull and a tuck and roll.